It looks like Mark Zuckerberg is coming to the rescue of small landlords in Los Angeles. Let's get into it. Alright, so I have an interesting article for you today, and it says Mark Zuckerberg and wife fund a program for South LA landlords. Well, it looks like Mr. Facebook himself is going to come to the rescue of some landlords down in South Los Angeles. And I'm happy, anytime that somebody who is, wealthy or well known like Marcus Zuckerberg comes up and he's willing to, point out the fact that, hey, landlords are suffering right now, especially small mom and pop landlords, okay? So it's good. It's a very good thing. And I hope that a lot of people see what he's doing and they start to realize that, we need help, okay? So let's get into this article. Facebook founder Mark Zuckerberg and his wife Priscilla Chan are funding a program to support small South LA landlords. The Chan-Zuckerberg Initiative joined other nonprofits and the Coalition for Responsible Community Development to distribute $5 million to landlords, according to the LA Times. The program is called the Los Angeles Local Renters Owners Collaborative. The money is meant to cover back rent and property repairs. Mom and pop landlords have been among the hardest hit business owners during the coronavirus pandemic. Wow. I mean, $5 million to help support small LA landlords. I mean, that's wonderful. I mean, it's bad enough that a lot of the times governments aren't stepping in, or that the stipulations that they put on the stimulus money that they're trying to give to landlords is, it's too much for a lot of landlords to handle. So I'm glad that there's a private business owner out there, a businessman so well known as Mark Zuckerberg, who's stepping up and, helping out landlords, okay? I mean, anytime I see something like this, I got to give the person credit, okay? And I normally wouldn't have much good to say about Mark Zuckerberg. I don't agree with everything he does, but I do agree with this, and that's all that matters right now. The goal is to keep local landlords out of financial distress that could force them to sell assets to operators that have little connection to a community and fewer qualms about raising rents or forcing out tenants. The program, which launched Thursday, will also provide financial coaching for small landlords, including helping them pool resources to gain discounts on insurance, mortgages, and legal services. And that sounds like a good idea to me, okay? So teaching financial education, a lot of small landlords, they don't have the business acumen that these big corporate landlords have, okay? A lot of them, they keep their rents lower than a lot of the corporate landlords do. They, treat their tenants with, a lot differently than these big landlords do. So it's a good thing for affordable housing to have small landlords. Yet we are treated the exact same way as the corporate landlords are when it comes to evictions, when it comes to all these rules and regulations. And that's pushing a lot of small landlords out of the business. And that's just not right. A McKinsey report found that 8 in 10 LA County homes that are affordable to households with incomes at 80% of median income are rented at those prices because the landlord chooses to do so. Those units are not supported by government subsidy or other aid. 3 out of 4 of those so-called naturally occurring affordable housing units are owned by individuals, according to the Times. Yeah, so the grand majority of these houses that are affordable are owned by private individuals, okay? No government subsidies, no Section 8 necessary. It's just landlords charging lower rent for houses that they own to tenants. Yet and still, we are under the same, regulations as, these much larger landlords who, they are able to make such a much bigger profit. But, what I've been saying for a long time is that all landlords, regardless of size, we need the support from the government, okay? To qualify for the LA Local Renters Owners Collaborative, a landlord must have at least one tenant behind on rent, own 2 to 20 units, and own property in historic South Central, South Park, or Central Alameda. The program is intended to help BIPOC landlords, and that's Black, Indigenous, and people of color. Landlords and tenants have been quick to apply for rent relief offered by the state of California and the city of LA. The state received 20,000 applications within the first day of launching a program last month. The city's program went live on March 30th, and this will just, help supplement the things that the state provided rental assistance doesn't cover. Okay, so this is going to help a lot of the small landlords in these areas, and that's a good thing. A lot of those property owners, they only own one or two properties, so if they don't get their rent, they're unable to make repairs, they're unable to pay mortgages, and they can fall into financial ruin, and that's just not a good thing overall for landlords or for tenants. Hey everybody, it's Tony here. Now, I've been getting a lot of comments and a lot of flack basically for bringing up what's happening to landlords all across the U.S. during these eviction moratoriums. And all I can say is this is a channel for landlords by a landlord. Okay, I'm the one who's bringing to the spotlight exactly what's happening all throughout the country and what can happen when people don't pay their rents and when they can't be evicted. That's all I'm doing. And all I ask is for a little bit of support. If you can support me just by hitting that subscribe button or hitting that like button, I'll keep bringing you more stories like the ones that I brought to you so far. And if you're a tenant, just understand that not all landlords are bad. We're not all out there who are, greedy and rich. All that we ask is that you realize that we're human too, okay?